Hello
Welcome.
to Taxipod, Halloween special. In this episode, got a bit of, urban myths, and now I'm getting called by my friend. Oh my god, everyone ruins it. Oh no. Anyway, how are you, Jack?
Hi, how are you, Sean?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm alright, how's your finger?
Oh, it's fine now. It's just my ear now. My brother thought it'd be funny to jump on my ear this morning, and it's really hard to hear out of it. So yeah.
Wait, which one? The adult one or the...
No, my little brother.
Okay, that's something. Anyway.
Urban myths.
Hmm.
Are you gonna start off, or shall I?
I'll let you start this one off, Sean.
Okay, well, the Funhouse Mummy. The myth. A proper carnival was discovered not to be made out of the usual combination of paper mache and carny spit, but human skin and bone. All the little kiddies at the haunted house had been poking and giggling at the real mummified dead body. The truth behind it. Apparently the smell wasn't just coming from the convict manning the corn dog stand. Back in 1976, a camera crew filming an episode of The $6 Million Man began to set up in the haunted house at the New Pike amusement park in Long Beach, California. As they were moving aside a hanging man prop, they accidentally knocked off its arm and discovered human bones inside. Bionic, this poor sap wasn't. The story gets stranger. The body was actually that of a criminal mastermind, Elmer McCurdy, who was killed in a shootout after robbing a train in 1911. The princely sum... oh, Jesus Christ. The princely sum old Elmer who got killed for $46 and 2 jugs of whiskey. McCurdy was... I can't read that. It's like Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Where's my glasses when I need them? Emboweled, there we go, by the local undertaker, and apparently the guy was so darn pleased with his work that he propped up for the corpse in the funeral home as evidence of his skills. People were charged 5 cents to see the corpse, and they had to drop the money into the corpse's mouth. Isn't that scary?
It's disgusting more than anything.
I know, and I couldn't read it either because I haven't got my glasses on. Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah.
Oh yeah, Jack, do you think that was true or false?
I'm gonna go with true.
Yeah, it was true.
She gave me all the numbers and stuff,
yeah.
and that sounded right.
McCurdy is now buried in Oklahoma because McCurdy apparently had the most entertaining corpse in history. They prevented anyone else from taking him on tour by dumping concrete on top of his casket. No, really, they did. Yeah. Carry on, Jack.
Okay, we're going for my story now.
Yeah.
This one is known as The Babysitter and the Man Upstairs.
Oh, scary.
Okay, let's set the scene, right? Okay.
Setting the scene.
Married couple were out for the evening, and they called in the teenage babysitter from across the street.
Name of the
babysitter.
Married couple and the babysitter.
Jimmy and
Mr. and Mrs. Merriweather.
That's it.
Okay.
They were going out for the evening, so they called in the babysitter from across the road to come and take care of their children.
Yeah.
Anyway, so when she arrived, the parents told them not to disturb the children, just to listen out because they were already asleep. Okay, so the babysitter was just starting doing her homework when the phone rang. She was expecting it to be her boyfriend, so she answered it, and there was no one on the other end. And then they just hung up.
Okay.
Slightly creeped out, but nothing too major. She just carried on with her homework. And then the phone rang again. She answered, and this time there was a cold man's voice on the end of the line saying, "Have you checked the children?" And then the phone was put down. Again, she wasn't too worried. She thought it might just be the father checking up when the phone signal got disrupted or something. So she ignored it and goes back to the homework. Then it rings again. Have you checked the children? Mr. Murphy, she asks down the phone, but again the caller hangs up.
Hang on a
She
second. Mr. and Mrs. Merriweather have now changed the name to Mr. and Mrs. Murphy.
Oh shit.
Don't
Okay,
worry, it's fine. They can be Mr. and Mrs. Merriweather Murphy.
Okay, it's
There you go, double barrel name.
She didn't know the Murphy. She didn't know the Merriweather bit.
Yeah, okay, that's cool.
Okay, so so she phones the restaurant they've been dining at and asks for Mr. Merriweather Murphy. She's told that they've left the restaurant 45 minutes ago. So she calls the police and reports that a stranger's been calling her. They ask if she's been threatened, and she says no. So there's nothing they can do about it. So she just gives up and gets a bit creeped out. So a few minutes goes by, and she gets another one saying, "Why haven't you checked the children?" She's really creeped out. Now, who is this? And then she start and dials 999 again, screaming like I'm scared, and he's out there and he's watching me. Have you seen him? Like the coppers are asking. And she obviously replies no. Well, there isn't much we can do. So she goes into panic mode and pleads with him to help her, and he's reassuring her it'll be okay, it'll be okay. Give me a phone number and street address, and we can help you, and we'll send a guy to come and take a look.
Just that guy, that one guy. Just that one guy with his belt on, and he's a PCSO. Yeah.
That's some kind of copper, I'm guessing.
Yeah, well, the PCSOs are the ones that don't carry handcuffs or anything.
Alright. Linda, who's the babysitter, is asked to keep the guy on the phone for a bit longer. So, yeah.
So they've had sex change, because you called him Jimmy at the start, and now it's called Linda.
Oh, I said the dad was called Jimmy Merriweather.
Oh, I didn't hear that bit. Carry on,
Right,
sorry.
yeah. Anyway, so she rings. So she gets called, and they trace the call, and the conversation goes something like this. Anyway, it's me. Why did you turn the lights down? The man said, on the end of the phone. Can you see me? She asks. Yes, he said. You've scared me. I'm shaking. Are you happy? Is this what you wanted? No. Then what do you want? Your blood all over me. She slams the phone down, terrified. Almost immediately it rings again. Leave me alone, she screams. Is the dispatcher coming back? His voice is urgent. Linda, we've traced that call. It's coming from another room inside the house. Get out of there now. She tears to the front door, attempting to unlock it and dash outside, only to find the chain at the top is still latched. In the time it takes her to unhook, she sees a door opening at the top of the stairs. Light stream from the children's bedroom, revealing the profile of a large man standing just inside. As she opens the door, she finds a cop there with his gun drawn. At this point, she's safe. They capture the intruder in handcuffs and drag him down the stairs. She sees he's covered in blood. He'd murdered all 3 children.
Oh, I'm guessing that's true.
It's not, this is like a scene from a film, I think. It's not based on a true story, but it's very, very plausible.
Fair enough.
I don't think I'm ever going to babysit again after this story.
Yeah.
Anyway.
A Halloween stunt goes wrong in the least surprising way possible. The legend. A teenager manages to provide the Halloween show he's in with the ultimate final when, while pretending to hang himself in front of the audience, he actually hangs himself. What an idiot. That's all I have to say there. And on that bombshell, good night. Joking.
Oh.
The truth. While the fine citizens of Tribeca we discussed... Oh, sorry. While the fine citizens of Tribeca we discussed were perhaps a bit slow on the uptake. The people involved in this hanging-related legend are on the dip. I'm not putting that word in. Dip poo honour roll, mainly because it's happened more than once. I'm sorry, what? Happened more than once? Do teenagers not learn? Yes, people have repeatedly tried to pull off an imagination hanging for a Halloween show. Forget to include the imitation part and went ahead and accidentally killed themselves. Yes, they were pretty much all teenage males. In one instance, an entire working gallows was built for a show, with the victim secured by a harness that he'd stopped just short of actually being hung. Take a wild guess how that turned out. Go on, Jack, take the wild guess.
Um, say it again.
In one instance, an entire working gallows has been built for a show, with the victim secured by a harness so that he'd stopped just short of actually being hung.
I think that could be true.
I reckon he hung himself.
Mm.
Now, we're just thinking aloud here. But if we were standing on a gallows, fake or not, with a rope around our necks, we'd want to take a few precautions. For example, and again, just blue skying, maybe don't use a real rope that is tied onto a real noose that is wrapped around your neck in a way that could really kill you. Perhaps the saddest thing about the story was how completely unnecessary the whole thing was. Here's a tip for anyone trying to thrill kids on Halloween in the future. You don't need to hang yourself. Just give out a full-size chocolate bar instead of those not-so-fun-sized ones. Yeah, I agree with that. They're like about an inch large, like inch long, and they taste blooming horrible.
That's what she said.
Okay. We can guarantee the types will be talking about the house that gave out fun-sized Snickers bars long after some life-risking stunt was forgotten. Yeah, that was true, Jack. He does sound very legit. Okay, right.
We got time for one more story?
Oh, we've got time for loads.
Okay, well I got 3 lined up if you like.
Okay.
Okay, right. Okay, this is known as the fatal hairdo. Okay. So this very stylish teenage girl was getting bored of like spending hours every day trying to get her hair into this extreme beehive do. So one night she washed it in sugar water so it hardened in the style she wanted. And she wrapped a towel around it and slept like on a pillow so she didn't disturb her hair so it was all dried and perfect. So one morning so every night that's what she used to do, like with a towel around her head, so she never really washed it properly. Anyway, so her mum called her down for breakfast, and she didn't come down, so she went up there to find her dead in her bed. The towel had gone, and her head had been gnawed to death by rats and bugs. It's because things like it's like spiders. I think the bugs were like a spider had gone in there, and because she never washed it, they laid eggs, and then there was like thing like they'd all like grown and eaten her and stuff.
Ugh.
Do you want to hear another of it? Do you want to hear another example of it? Because yeah, do you want to guess if this is true or false first?
Alright. I reckon that was true. 'Cause it sounds like what a girl would do, like, during the 60s.
This is true. It happened in Monroe in LA.
Does it say a year?
No. It says here there's like a please parents don't leave braids or any other kind of hair extensions in children or your own hair for no more than 2 to 3 weeks.
Whoa, no. Want to hear a creepy 2-sentence story? I've got 40 of them, so it's fine.
Go for it.
40 freaking creepy ass 2-sentence stories. Okay, I begin tucking him into bed and he tells me, Dad, check for monsters under my bed. I look underneath for his amusement and see another him, under the bed, staring back at me, quivering and whispering, Dad, there is somebody on my bed.
I've got a one sentence one right now. Look behind you.
Oh my god, there's a TV that says Bush on it that has a red light and it's gonna kill me. Oh my god. Oh my god, there's a Call of Duty Black Ops 2 poster.
You know, but you just say look behind you, and then people like panic and look behind them.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Why haven't you checked the children, Sean?
Oh my god, I don't want to check the children.
You're one of the children. Anyway,
Dun dun dun. The
plot
doctors
twist.
told the amputee he might experience a phantom limb from time to time. Nobody prepared him for the moments though. When he felt his fingers go cold, a brush across his phantom hand. Oh, when he felt cold fingers brush across his phantom hand. Okay then. That is pretty creepy.
Next, please.
I can breathe. I can't. Oh no, I can't move, breathe, speak, or hear, and it's so dark all the time. If I knew it would be this lonely, I would have cremated instead. Would have been cremated instead.
She was buried alive.
Hmm.
How'd she write that then?
I don't know. It's just don't be so smart, okay? Wow, these were written on July the 31st this year.
Wow.
And it was Halloween yesterday. I'm sorry this come out a day late, but I was so busy yesterday.
Yeah.
I've been busy all week. Don't be scared of the monsters. Just look for them. Look to your left. Look to your right. Under your bed. Beside your dresser. In your closet. But never look up. She hates being seen.
I looked up.
Oh my god, so did I.
I must say, I'm not brilliant with horror. I tried to watch Paranormal Activity 4 last night. I watched 10 minutes and turned it off.
Oh right, well I watched Strippin' and Sips's Saints Row 4 video.
Yeah.
And sat in bed in my pyjamas.
Most people go to bed in some form of sleepwear.
I just usually wear my boxers, but
Yeah, same.
I had my hoodie on, I had my pyjamas on, I was chilling out, just watching the TV, well, my laptop, and then you kept texting me saying I'm scared. I was just like, I know.
Anyway, I scared the crap out of some trick-or-treaters last night.
So did I.
Anyway, you know my airsoft mask?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I put on my, like, grey hoodie, zipped it up, put on my massive, like, bulky black jacket, put my airsoft mask on, put the hood up, opened the door, and there was a 5-year-old there, and I feel so sorry for them.
Alright, well,
I think they actually cried. As soon as I saw how young they was, I took my mask off.
Well, I was at Cadets last night, and because I was down there quite early, they asked me to go on the door, so I was like, that's fine, I'll stand at the door. Saluted to the officers, you know, as they come in. Flying Officer Phillips come in twice. He went in, went out, went in, so I was like, hand up. I should have just kept my arm up, my hand in a saluting position for a while. And then some trick-or-treaters come along. And they were just, you know, sort of trying to take the mickey out of me. And I wouldn't move, okay? I wasn't blinking or anything. They thought, like, I was dead. My hands were cold, my body was cold. Okay, and then like, some kids come along and started touching me. And I went, I moved and went, piss off. And they all went, oh my god, he's talking! And run away.
How old were they?
10. And a police car come along. And with its blue lights on, you know, blues and twos. And I got scared. Because I thought he was going to arrest me and take me away.
What for?
Scaring little kids.
That's not illegal.
I know. And then some drunk guys come along. And, like, they were taking mickey out of me. And then Sir come along. And he was just like, they're flipping Muppets they are. I was like, yeah, I know.
The boss man.
Yeah, the boss just walks along, you know, with his briefcase and his light blues on. He's just walking down. He's just like, yeah, what's up, mate? Mate, she doesn't talk like that. He's a nice guy. Very funny. Very humorous.
Humorous.
Anyway, I woke
Oh,
up to hear knocking on glass. At first, I thought it was the window, until I heard it coming from the mirror again. Oh. So have you got any more stories?
I'm looking for one now. That bed one was really creepy, and so was that one about looking up.
There was a picture in my phone of me sleeping. I live alone. I just saw my reflection blink. Working the night shift alone tonight, there is a face in the cellar staring at the security camera. That's not scary. That could just be, some guy, old Johnny. He's fell asleep in the cellar tonight, last night. He's just woken up, or during the day I should say. He's just woken up, he's trying on, looks at the security camera just so they know he's there, and he's just staring there because he's sort of very dozy, very sleepy still. It's not scary. It's just old Johnny. Johnny Cartwright, right? He's just sat there, sort of just looking at that. Feel sorry for him, man. Do really. My wife woke me up last night to tell me there was an intruder in our house. She was murdered by an intruder 2 years ago.
Oh,
Dun dun dun.
do you want me to put a? Do you want me to give another story?
Yeah, that'd be great.
This one's called "The Killer in the Back Seat," and it's not that long. Okay, one night a woman went out for some drinks with her friends. They left the bar quite late and got in the car and headed for the deserted motorway. Or highway, 'cause this is an American site, but I'm British, so chap. Anyway, after a few minutes, she noticed like a pair of headlights in her rearview mirror, and she was like approaching her like quite like slightly faster than she was. They pulled up beside her, and the car pulled up beside her, and she saw and she saw the indicators that like the car was going past her, and suddenly it swerved like behind her and pulled up behind her tailgate with like the back of the car. This is British, and the lights the bright lights flashed. She was getting quite nervous now because the lights dimmed and then came back on, and the car surged forward and the frightened woman was trying to keep her eyes on the road and fought the urge to look behind her. Through every stoplight and turn, it followed her until she pulled onto her driveway. She figured the only hope was to make a mad dash at her house and call the police. As she flew from her car, so did the driver from the car behind her, and he screamed, "Lock the door and call the police. Call 999. When the police arrived, the horrible truth was finally revealed to the woman. The man in the car had been trying to save her as he pulled up behind her. His headlights illuminated her car, saw the silhouette of a man with a butcher's knife rising from the back seat to stab her. So he kept flashing his lights, and the figure crouched back down. The moral of the story is always check the back seat.
I reckon that was false.
I
I don't think that was true.
Actually true. A reporter in some newspaper in Alabama in 2007 was threatened by a man with a gun who popped up in the back seat of her car.
Oh, okay then.
And also there's another one. Yeah, it happened. Or at least some kind of variation of it has happened.
Yeah.
So, it's good. Check behind you. I was about to say kids then, but kids can't drive. They're probably in the back. Oh. Check the footwells.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Any more of those two
I
sentences?
kiss my wife and daughter goodnight before I go to sleep. When I wake up, I'm in the padded room, and the nurses tell me it was just a dream.
I don't get that one.
No.
Next, please.
You start to drift off into a comfortable sleep when you hear your name being whispered. You live alone.
Dun dun dun.
Dylan, you get home, tired after a long day's work, and ready for a relaxing night alone. You reach for the light switch, but another hand is already there. Cool.
And
Yeah, okay. Buried alive.
yeah.
The legend. Some poor schmuck is committed to his or her eternal resting place, even though they aren't quite ready to take that final dirt nap. Scratch marks are later found on the coffin lid, along with other desperate signs of escape. The truth. This not only happened back in the day, it happened with alarming regularity. In the 19th century, William Tebb tried to compile all the instances for premature burial, with medical sources of the day. I'm sorry, guys, I can't read. Alright, I'm dumb, I can't read. He managed to collect 219 cases of near premature burial, 114 cases of actual premature burial, and a dozen cases where dissection or ambling had begun on a not yet deceased body. Now this may seem ridiculous, but keep in mind, this was an era before doctors such had esteemed Dr. Gregory House gained the ability to solve an ailment within 42 minutes. If you went to the doctor with the flu in those days, he'd likely cover you in leeches and prescribe you heroin to suppress the cough. Their only method of determining if a person was dead was to lean over their face and scream "wake up" over and over again. If you didn't react, they buried you. The concern over being buried alive back then was so real that the must-have hot ticket item for wealthy and paranoid was safety coffins. That allowed those inside to signal the outside world, usually by ringing a bell or raising some type of flag, should they wake 6 feet under. Though answering that bell sounds like a good way to get ambushed by a zombie, if you ask us. Unfortunately, safety coffins aren't in vogue anymore. So if you're at a cemetery and you hear a muffled voice calling out, "Okay guys, joke's over, let me out," it might be a good idea to inform someone with a shovel quickly. Of course, that last sentence was merely facetious. There's no way something like that could still happen today. Oh well, except for this story about a Venezuelan man waking up during his autopsy. On second thought, you might want to consider adding a line in your will that states to be buried with a gas-powered auger in your casket when you go. Oh dear.
I've got a nice story now.
What a nice story to end the episode.
Yeah.
Actually, no. Tell me, have you had any bad days that have been really, really bad or scary in the last couple of days before we go for this nice story?
The last couple of days, haven't slept for 2 nights in a row. I didn't sleep the first night because I watched the Pod, and I had nightmares about clowns. And then
Such a whoosh, Jack.
I know I've
watched it too many times.
I had to keep checking. Like, I couldn't sleep facing the wall. I had to face the door. And last night, I discovered a game on Android.
All right.
Deer Hunter 2014. It's an amazing game. My friend recommended it. It's just the best. I spent too much time on it.
Oh.
Like, just as we were preparing for this, I did I shot a zebra.
Oh, you nasty person.
Had to. I get money for it.
You get money for killing things.
Yes, so I can buy better guns to kill more things.
Oh.
Because it's Halloween, there's zombies you can kill as well.
Yeah, well, you know our Minecraft survival?
Yes.
Have you seen how many views it's got?
I checked this morning.
152.
You're having a laugh.
No, I'm not. 7. I'm joking. Yeah, it's 7. 7's not bad.
I was about to
16 hours ago.
check then.
poisoned finger, my favourite. Anyway, so go for your nice story you was gonna tell.
Okay. Right. So imagine this. Okay. I'm winging it here. I'm just going with it. Okay.
Okay.
Imagine this. It's like night time. And you're just driving home when you have a flat tire. So you like call for help because it's quite a busy road. There's like every now and again there's like a car every couple of minutes because it's like middle of the night, and someone pulls over to help you.
Oh, that's nice.
Their briefcase is full of knives, rope, and duct tape.
Oh, that's not nice.
Okay. This is okay. So okay. Um um Oh yeah, okay, here we go. Okay, so actually screw that, that's like a million pages long.
I had some of them.
Basically be careful who you get help from.
Moral of the story.
Is change the tire yourself.
Yeah, make sure you're you have a degree in changing tires. Make sure you've got a PhD in it. Make sure that you don't come in contact with anyone on the road, and make
Check
sure
your back seat.
that you check your back seat as well. Make sure you check under your bed at night time.
And always face the door. And
You could do that, yeah.
and ring the
Well,
police when people ask you to check the children.
Yeah.
Nightmares, everybody. Anyway. Sean, anything
Yeah.
bad happened to you today? The last few days of your finger
yeah.
dropping off?
I don't know. Can't really think, to be honest. No, I don't think so. Okay. Well, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you've enjoyed it. I certainly have, and I'm sure Jack did too. So, join us next time on Taxipod. Bye.